1A football semifinals live on the NFHS Network. I'm Kevin Runts. Tonight's matchup features the Royal Knights versus the Connell Eagles. Two teams very, very familiar with each other. They both are part of the powerhouse South Central Athletic Conference League, which features these two teams, Zilla, amongst others. They faced off earlier this year. The only loss on the season for these Connell Eagles was to this Royal squad, 27-20, that game in Royal City. So not only are they league rivals, they are right near each other, very close, these two schools. So they face each other plenty of times every year as they get ready to get things going underway. The Connell Eagles are in the purple and white with the dark numbers. Meanwhile, the Royal Knights are in the black and gold. This is going to be, folks, just one heck of a matchup, as these are arguably the two best teams in 1A, as the Royal Knights getting ready to kick the football off to Connell, featuring a couple of the best quarterbacks, not just in 1A, but a couple of the best high school quarterbacks throughout the state of Washington, as the Connell Eagles are getting ready to receive the football from the Knights. As we get things underway in the 1A state semifinals, a little low liner kick bounces around. That's a live football. Dive, and it's still loose. It looked like Connell might have jumped on top of it, and it will be Connell football. 1st and 10 at their own 27. The Connell Eagles will be getting things underway. Starting lineup for the Connell offense. They start Matthew Davidson, Clay Easterday, Sear Dennis, Justin Schultz, and Tanner NP.
First down at 10,
at their offensive line, Stephen Crunchy, Brendan Turner, Cameron Benson, and Christian Soltero. For the receivers, Parker McCary, Jax Whitby, the running backs, and Brian Hawkins. He'll be manning the quarterback position. They start with the football in a 2 wide receiver set. Turns, hands the football away quickly. Down. Connell Eagles. Handoff goes to Parker McCary. He gets virtually nothing, as they'll mark him down at the 26. Now to bring up 2nd and 10 for Connell. Royal Knights coming into this game undefeated on the season. An absolutely marvelous year. Brian Hawkins in at quarterback position, in motion. Fakes the handoff. Hawkins will keep it. Go up the left-hand side, get through some defenders, up past the 30, near the 35. They'll mark him down at the 34-yard line, a gain of 8. Now we'll bring up 3rd down and 2, maybe 3 yards. 3rd down and 3. Brian Hawkins throwing for 539 yards on the season, 7 touchdown passes. But he's also rushed for 9 touchdowns as well. 14 touchdowns for Parker McCary. 6 touchdown rushes for Jax Whitby. 3rd down and 3 for the Eagles. The Royal Knights trying to put the stop there. Hawkins will keep the football, goes up the right-hand side, fights his way up there, right around that 1st down marker. We'll see where they put it down. And they're actually going to go ahead and mark it 1st down at the 37-yard line. So 1st and 10, gain of 3 for Brian Hawkins. Hawkins, the master of this offense for the Connell Eagles. And Stephen Crunchy, a huge wide receiver threat for him, as is Dallas Rodriguez. Parker McCary, Jackson Whitby split the carries and the rushing side of the football. 2 receiver set. Turn, hands the football off. This goes to Whitby, kicks it out to the right-hand side. That past the 40, breaks out of 1 tackle. Knocked out of bounds at the 33. That's actually Parker McCary. McCary got the football up to about the 43-yard line, gain of 5. So it'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Connell has made 17 state playoffs, won the state title twice. For 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Hawkins looks over the defense, looks to the coaching staff, turns, fakes the handoff to McCary, looks to throw the football, gets it outside and drops. knocked away by Royal. That was Caden Jenks. You hear his name a lot on the offensive side of the football, but the throw was to Stephen Cronchi. The ball goes incomplete, so that'll bring up 3rd and 5.
They're down and 5 at the 43-yard line.
So Caden Jenks, the quarterback for Royal, and Brian Hawkins, the quarterback for Connell. 2 of the best in 1A and 2 of the best in the state. Hawkins a little more running oriented. He likes to keep the football if necessary. 3rd and 5 for the Eagles. Trip receivers to the right-hand side in a bunch formation. Fake the handoff to Whitby, but a penalty is called. So that'll be a stoppage and move the Connell Eagles back 5 yards, bring up 3rd and 10 after the false start. Connell won the state title in 2002 and 2009, as well as 2011. The 2009 and 2011 were both the 1A state titles, did the Eagles. So they have 2 as a 1A classification team, 1 as a 2A classification team. No receiver set again. Whitby goes in motion, fake the handoff. Hawkins, well under pressure, throws it up, finds Conchi, but it's knocked out of his hands. Again, Caden Jenks knocks the ball away. So 4th and 10. I'm not sure that would have gotten a first down anyways, but there was all kinds of pressure from Royal on that play. Royal comes into this matchup undefeated on the season. Not only having handed Connell their only loss, but having handed many other teams their losses on the year.
For the Knights, number 5, Samuel Christensen.
Punt bounces at the 37-yard line or so. Will continue to roll down inside the 20 to about the 11-yard line or so, where the Royal Eagles will take over possession. Royal will bring out their
Ball's down at the 11.
offense. Caden Jenks, the leader of this offense. They also feature running backs Joe Lang and Danny Cuevas. Lang has a 1,000-yard season, 18 touchdowns as well. Caden Jenks has thrown for 2,200 yards and 41 touchdown passes. But lest you think all he does is throw the ball, he's also rushed for 278 yards and 6 touchdowns. Sam Christensen's one of his favorite targets, 30 catches on the year, 552 yards and 11 touchdowns. Jet sweep on the right-hand side out to the outside. Gets to about the 16-yard line or so, gain of 5. That was Joe Lang.
Carried by number 25, Joseph Lang.
On the carry, gets about 5. So I'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Royal Knights.
Tackle on play number 25, Jackson.
Thanks. Now we'll go under center with the I formation. 1 wide receiver out wide left. Turns, hands the football ball off again to Lang. Fights his way, gets to about the 18 or 19-yard line. Gain of 2 or 3, so we'll call that the 18 and make it 3rd and 3. So 3rd and short for the Royal Knights. Caden Jenks handed the ball twice to Lang. Start the Royal offensive set. I formation, 2 receivers on the left. Jenks again, Lang again. Stops for the first down. At about the 18-yard line, so no gain. That'll bring up 4th and 3. Royal will be forced to punt the football away, so 8:20 to go here in the first quarter. Both teams struggling on offense, defenses having their way.
5, Samuel Christensen. Deep for the Eagles.
Jackson would be back to return for Connell. High and short. And bounce at the 39 and out of bounds. They're going to mark that at the 37-yard line of Royal. So short field for the Knights.
Take over first down and 10.
An errant punt by Connell, so that'll bring up 1st and 10. Brian Hawkins leading the offense back onto the field. 8 minutes straight up to go here in the first quarter. This will be an epic battle all night long, I have no doubts. Lions Field in Moses Lake. Confusion about getting a football out to there. Each team, of course, has their own football. So we'll get the offense set. 37-yard line on the far side hash. Hawkins under center. Whitby in behind him. The offset eye. Hawkins turns, looks to throw the football a little behind his intended receiver, Brendan Turner. Hawkins got hit when he was trying to throw the football, so a little bit off Joe Lang on the coverage.
37-yard.
So we'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 37. Good interior pressure from the Royal Knights. That was Juan Hernandez busting his way up the middle. Single set back, Whitby again in behind Hawkins. One receiver on either side. Strong formation to the right side. Pitch to Whitby. Fights off of one tackle, gets inside the 35, down to about the 32-yard line. Jackson Whitby on the carry, gets 5. Mark that third and 4 at the 33-yard line. 3rd and 6 at the 30. It's a long, it was a short 6.
3rd down and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Hawkins stepping back into the huddle for Connell. The Eagles in their white tops and purple pants with the gold helmets. Hawkins offset eye to the weak side. Turns, hands the football off to Carey, and he is stuffed
Carried by number 11.
in the middle, 31-yard line. No gain, so that'll be a gain of just about 1.5. So that'll bring up 4th down and a short 4. They need to get to the 32-yard line. 4th and 4 for Connell. 6:45 to go in the first quarter. They're going to go for it. Try to take advantage of what was prime field position opportunities. Whitby line off to the left, as will one formation to the right. Turner and Whitby actually across to the right, and a penalty flag flies, or is that going to be? That will be a penalty flag. Nope, they're actually going to call a timeout. So timeout by Connell with 6:29 to go, no score. You're watching the WIAA 1A State Semifinals Championships live on NFHS Network.
This game is brought to you by Under Armour, maker of the world's best apparel, footwear, and accessories. Check out the full line of performance gear now at UA.com. Under Armour, I will.
But the world's athletic ball expert is headquartered in Renton, Washington.
Back here live at Lions Field in Moses Lake. To purchase the DVD keepsake of today's event, click on the blue Get the DVD button directly under your event video player, or click on the Buy a DVD button on the top right-hand corner of the NFHS Network website. Make today's memories last a lifetime with the DVD from the NFHS Network. We are high school. 4th and 4 for the Connell Eagles. Fake the handoff. Oh, and there is a ton of pressure, and down goes Hawkins. Royals, Sawyer Stockland on the sack, able to get in between the offensive linemen and take down Brian Hawkins, preventing so it'll be a turnover on down. 6:24 to go in the first quarter. And Royal back on the offensive. They start their turn at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Caden Jenks under center for the Knights. As Lang back in the I formation, handoff Joe Lang, run down, dropped in the backfield. Connell's Stephen Crunchy. Huge defensive play back to the 34-yard line, a loss of 2. So bring up 2nd and 12 for the Knights. Should see this be real tight all game long. These two teams, not only are they familiar with each other, but they are extraordinarily talented and well coached. Jenks back in the shotgun, looking to pass. Looks to throw the football, has a receiver wide open and dropped. Incomplete. Sawyer Stockland looked like he might have some space, but was hit hard by Cameron Benson, who knocked the ball free. So Stockland not able to corral that one. That'll bring up 3rd and 12. Boy, both defenses have stepped up, which is saying a lot for Connell to try to stop this powerful Royal attack, who've outscored their opponents by an average of 50 points in each game this year. So Jenks in the shotgun formation has 3 receivers to the right, Lang to his left, and then 1 receiver out to the left. Looks to throw the football, pulls it down, and great pressure right up the gut, and Jenks not able to escape it. McCary was in there. Matthew Davidson was in there. And there was about 4 others that just swarmed over Caden Jenks. No time, even on a short route. That was a quick drop, look, try to get something out on a slant or seam route, and there was just no time. Great pressure from the Connell Eagles. And so there, Connell will punt. Conchi looked like he might have been confused whether he should have been on the field at all. Whitby picks it up at the 40. Maybe he shouldn't have done that, but he ends up getting the 7-yard return out of it. Gets out to the 47-yard line. That is where the Connell Eagles will start with the football. 4:57 to go in the first quarter, and Connell is dominating the field position battle. But the Royal Knight defense has been up to the task so far, and will stand 0-0 with the Connell Eagles and the Royal Knights battling it for an opportunity to go to the 1A state final next week in the Tacoma Dome. Hawkins under center, has 1 back in the backfield. Hands the football off to Carey, kicks it outside, gets over to the Royal side of the field. Gets knocked out of bounds at about the 47, 48-yard line. But there is a penalty flag on the play. So it would be holding on Connell. That'll push him back 10 yards. So I look across the way to the Royal sideline. There's a great number of people here. They're only about an hour or so away. These 2 great teams near each other, their schools near each other, and not terribly far from Moses Lake where we are tonight. Today's event also available for all of our subscribers via our mobile site. Log on to nfhsnetwork.com from your smartphone or tablet, and you can view live games or replays from anywhere. 4:52 to go here in the first quarter. Connell Eagles looking at 1st and 20 from the 36-yard line. So it'll be first down for Connell. Hawkins looking to throw the football, rolls to his left, has a ton of pressure. He's having to escape, throws it off the hands of the intended receiver, Brendan Turner. Coverage there by Alexis Ramos, who was perhaps his jump in front of Turner was able to distract him enough. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They must get to the 43-yard line of Royal for a first down. Hawkins gets the call from the sideline. This has been about the worst starting spot, even if it's not really the starting spot for Connell in this first quarter. Hawkins in the pistol formation has 2 receivers on either side. Right now, defensive line has dominated both sides of the football. Hawkins think it's a busted play. And that'll get up just short of the 40-yard line, gain of about 3 or 4. I hope the Connell coaches to my right don't use any profanities. I don't know if we can hear them. I can hear them clear as day. As we look at 3rd down and about a 5th of the field, it looks like. 3rd down and 17 or 16 or 17 yards. No backs in the backfield. Turns, fakes the handoff to Whitby, throws it up. And that is caught. A great catch over there. Connell with a marvelous catch. Jose Silva using his size. And I can't hit. Jose, you're killing me, buddy. You got to bring the jersey down so I can see the number. Jose Silva.
10 at the 37-yard line.
That actually might not be Jose Silva. That's his jerseys. That's actually 13. That's Nick Hopkins, the 6'5 receiver. It looked like 12 because the front of his jersey is all pulled up, but it is Nick Hopkins on the catch. Jose Silva much shorter. So 1st and 10, takes the handoff. This will be Whitby on the sweep. Gets down to about the 35, a gain of 2. Now we'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Connell Eagles. Well, that was a huge catch by Nick Hopkins. Just throw it up to the 6'5 sophomore. He's able to catch it, keep at least a foot in, balancing on the sidelines. Hey, there you go, Nick. Take that jersey down. Thanks so much. Whitby will come to the sideline as Christian Soltero will step into the lineup. 2 receivers out wide, turns, hands the football off to McCary. He's met and dropped in the backfield. That'll be stopped by Valente Cortez Lopez. That is a loss of a couple back to the 37, the original line of scrimmage for the start of this downs, and that'll bring 3rd and 10. So 3rd and 10 for Connell. Here comes Hopkins. Now he's getting ready to come back in. Drop the coat, which I'm sure he didn't want to do if he wasn't going to be playing. Low 20s right now at Lions Field here in Moses Lake. A very chilly night as Whitby goes in motion. The fake handoff to him and pressure right up the gut. And it's actually tipped and into the hands of Royal for the interception. Falls into the hands of Andy Villafana. Goes right through the hands of Dallas Rodriguez's throw, a little behind him as Hawkins was running for his life. Into the hands of Villafana. 1st down, Royal. Boy, the defenses have been absolutely marvelous in the first 10 minutes or so of game. So we're sitting with 2:35 to go in the first quarter. Now Royal, which has not done really much of anything offensively in their first 2 possessions, has an opportunity here. Caden Jenks looks at the I formation, fakes the handoff, throws the football over 4 defenders into the hands, down to the 30, the 20, cuts in, breaks a tackle, touchdown, Royal. Samuel Christensen. Oh my goodness, what a throw by Jenks over 4 defenders, all trailing the young Christensen, the 5'11 senior, and just like that, Royals on the board, leading 6-0.
Pass reception by number 5, Samuel Christensen for the touchdown.
Alexis Ramos out to kick the extra point.
After a tip, number 9, Jose Ponce out of the...
Jose Ponce on the extra point attempt. So that will be a good, and kicks it over the net. So with 2:24 to go in the first quarter, Royal strikes first. They're up 7-0 over Connell. You're watching the WIAA 1A state semifinals on the NFHS network.
You know, the Greek philosopher Aristotle said, you are what you repeatedly do. But in our book, it's all just...
Big play, 64 yards on the throw. Caden Jenks to Samuel Christensen. The Knights take the advantage after doing nothing with their first 2 possessions. McCary gets the return, starts at about the 15-yard line, bounces and runs into a defender. Got by 1, but not the other. 25-yard line, gain of 10 on the return. And that is where Connell will start with the ball. Lloyd Royal, through their first 2 possessions, tried to get Joseph Lang going, and they were not able to get much action on that. Had to punt both times. They actually did turn the ball over once as well. But now, that pass to Samuel Christensen might have cured all their ills, and it's up to the Connell Eagles to respond. Brian Hawkins gets the call from the sideline, comes into play. Something of a offset eye look, only in the shotgun formation. Turns the pitch to Whitby around the left side. Fights out of 1 tackle, ends up with about 3 yards. Gain of 3 to the 28. Gonna bring up 2nd and 7. as we get to 2 minutes or so left of game time in the first quarter. So Connell has made a little bit of progress here and there on their offensive side. They just haven't been able to bust through a very stout Royal defense, which has been amongst the best defenses in all of 1A football all season long. Hawkins now strong side right look, hands it off, and goes to Whitby. Get turned and dropped just beyond the 30-yard line. So gain of 2, a little more than 2, maybe 3. We'll mark him at the 31, so that'll bring up 3rd and 4. And the third just beyond the 30, just short of the 31, a long 4 for the Connell Eagles. Trying to get one of their 2 backs going, either Jax Whitby or Parker McCary. It's kind of 2-back look with Hawkins equally talented running the football as well. The Eagles line up, 8 on the play clock. Hawkins looks over the defense, turns, hands the football off to Whitby. He's swallowed under at the 31, maybe a half a yard to make it more of the true 4th and 4, but that will bring up 4th down for the Eagles.
Stop on the play, number 11, Sawyer Stockman.
So they will go ahead and kick the football away. Samuel Christensen, he of the touchdown catch, will be back to return, while Whitby will be the one kicking the football away.
Punting for the Eagles, number 25.
And that is blocked. It might have ended up in the back of one of the offensive linemen. The defensive line just had so much push and blocked and covered up by Andy Villafana. And now Royal, fresh with momentum, is going to go ahead and take the football over, and that'll be marked at the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Royal Knights.
Number 12, Carson Gilbert.
Okay, Jenks will be in the shotgun, laying to his right. 3 receivers out to the left, tight end out wide right. Christensen in motion. Jenks looks to throw the football. He's out, trying to run the ball up the middle. Gets a few. Up out to the 19-yard line. Actually, they'll mark it at the 18. Gain of 4, so that'll bring up 2nd and 6. Caden Jenks lost his helmet, so he'll have to step to the sideline, but it will be the last play of the first quarter. So 6 seconds left in the quarter. And they'll go ahead and wind the clock. We'll see if Royal tries to get a play off. I don't think they will. And that will be the end of the first quarter. A very quick moving first quarter. The Royal Knights now lead the Connell Eagles 7-0. You're watching the WIAA 1A state semifinals live from Lions Field in Moses Lake on the NFHS network.
It's Olive Garden's 20th anniversary. Well, over
Network School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to www.nfhsnetwork.com/SBP. 2nd down and 7 for the Royal Knights as they look at they're in the red zone now on the 19-yard line of the Connell Eagles. Turns, hands off to Lang, pounces out to the left-hand side down to the 15-yard line. Joseph Lang with a carry. Now Caden Jenks can come back into the lineup after having missed a play for losing his helmet. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3 at the 15-yard line. Jax Whitby on that previous tackle.
3rd down at the 15-yard line.
So 3rd down and 3, the 15-yard line. Jenks with the offset I formation in the back. 2 receivers out to the left. Fakes the handoff to Lang. Looks to throw the football as Cronchi chasing after him. Jenks looks to throw it, hucks it into the back corner of the end zone. Incomplete. It looks like he ended up catching it, but was out of bounds. A great effort by Corbin Christensen, but not able to corral that one, and it will be incomplete and bring up 4th down. Jenks over to the sideline like they're going to go for this here on 4th and 3. Often if you see a 3rd and 3 and they're going to go for it on 4th down anyways, they try running the football. Instead, they'll go for it on 4th and 3 here. 11:16 to go in the first half. James gets the call from the sideline. The Connell fans directly in front of us. A healthy contingency of Connell fans, as there are Royal fans as well. 2 receivers out to the right, shotgun formation. Lang to his left. Christensen will go in motion. And there is going to be a false start penalty.
There's a penalty flag on the field.
Maybe a false start, I believe, on, I don't know if that was on Christensen as he moved across the formation or on the left tackle.
False start. Number 11.
And it will back them up 5 and make it 4th and 8 at the 25. Have to get down to the 17-yard line for the first down. Just short of the 17. So Jenks and the Royal Knights going for it still, despite it being 4th and 8. Not really a lot to lose here. Field goal would be nice, but they're going to go and have 3 receivers out right. Shotgun formation with Lang right next to Jenks on the right-hand side. Just to see if he stays in to pick up a blitz. He does. Jenks rolls to his right-hand side, looks to throw the football, tosses it. Caught. And no, actually knocked out of bounds. Incomplete. It was in and out of the hands of Corbin Christensen, knocked out by Brian Hawkins.
Pass complete to number 14.
Oh no, they're actually going to call it complete. Okay, this is where we run into the problems you see in higher levels of football, where does anybody know what a catch is, but we'll see what the officials decide. I didn't see what. So they are going to call it a complete pass. Caught by Corbin Christensen, and they would say as he turned to make a football move, he was knocked out of, the ball was knocked out of hands and out of bounds. Head coach Wayne Reiner of Connell getting an explanation from the officials. None of the assistant coaches are very happy with the decision, but it will be first down and goal just inside the 10-yard line. So it'll be first down and goal, 11:07 to go. Jenks steps up to the line. 6 seconds on the play clock. I formation. Christensen in motion. Jenks looks to throw the football into the hands and cut. That's actually Jose Ponce.
Touchdown, Knights.
Jose Ponce with the touchdown for Royal.
Number 9, Jose Ponce.
On the play action, great look by Caden Jenks. Gets the defenders thinking one way, and Jose Ponce across the formation. Started out wide left, went in motion, and it's one of those plays where you'll see that a lot. With the receivers, Wes Wilker used to do this a lot. You'd start in motion and kind of just cut your way across the middle, picking through defenders, and people tend to lose you. So Ponce will kick the extra point here. That is up and good. So 2 touchdowns now for Royal. They lead the Connell Eagles 14-0 with 11:2 left to go here at Lions Field in Moses Lake. You're watching WIAA 1A state semifinal football action on the NFHS network. Back here live at Lions Field in Moses Lake, Washington, where the Royal Knights lead the Connell Eagles 14-0. The NFHS network is proud to partner with Under Armour on your new fast-paced and entertaining weekly show, Under Armour Highlights of the Week. Go to nfhsnetwork.com/UA highlights to watch, and if you see a great highlight, email it to us at uahighlights@nfhsnetwork.com. You might make the show.
Deep for the Eagles.
So it'll be Royal Knights kicking the football off to Connell. Knights in the black and gold. Kick goes deep. Looks like it'll be Jax Whitby on the return. Looks over to the left-hand side out to the 20. Has at least a little blocker, but is able to just tackle from behind. And he'll be down at the 25, and that is where Connell will start their possession.
Return on the run, number 25, Jax Whitby.
So 1st and 10 for Brian Hawkins and the Eagle offense, who were able to make some movement going forward, but never could get a score on the board in the first quarter. Now with 10:54 to go in the first half, the Eagles are down 14, and they have to step up on offense and get things going as Hawkins in the pistol formation with the running back to his right as well. 2 receivers out wide, 1 on either side. Handoff, that goes That'll be McCary.
By number 25,
And that's actually Jax Whitby on the carry. He'll get out to about the 27-yard line, gain of 2, so 2nd and 8 for the Eagles.
76, Juan Hernandez.
Juan Hernandez in on the tackle for the Knights. Brian Hawkins
Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7 at the
will bring up the
28-yard
Connell offense now with 2 receivers out to the left, 1 back and behind him, and Hawkins will go under center. Sends a receiver in motion, turns, hands the football off to Whitby again. He's pursued and dropped right about the original line of scrimmage, the 25-yard line. We'll actually mark him at just about the 26, so that'll be a loss of a yard or 2 and bring up 3rd and 9.
Number 52, Andy Villafana.
So 3rd and 9 and what could be a huge 3rd down early on in the game for Connell. Seems like Royal has found their rhythm offensively. Can the Eagles start to match it? These are 2 very evenly matched teams, 2 of the best teams in the state in 1A. Hawkins looks to throw the football, throws it wide outside and drops through the hands of Dallas Rodriguez. He might have had a difficult time even scoring anyways. It's kind of a quick out route. It was a 2-yard route and they needed 9. Would have had to beat at least 1 defender to get by. Instead, it will be Jax Whitby to punt the football away to Samuel Christensen. Again, so Connell has started to stall out on offense a little bit. They're going to need to get things going, but they're going to have to pick it up on defense and stop this Royal attack. Christensen gets it at the 47, runs to the right-hand side. A huge block down there, penalty flag though, as Christensen is going to get a huge return, get dropped about the 20-yard line. There is going to be a block in the back or some sort of illegal blindside hit by the Royal Knights. So it looks like Nick Hopkins is shaken up. One of the Royal Knights just came back and tried to block on the backside, and what ended up happening is he just leveled one of the Connell Eagles. And so they're going to, the penalty flags at the 47-yard line of Connell. There's actually now 2 penalty flags at that spot. And so even the Royal Knights are backing up, expecting this to be at least a 10-yard, if not a 15-yard mark-off. We'll see what the officials end up calling.
Walking back.
So that will be
10 yards, spotted foul, down will be 1.
block in the back, counted off from the 47-yard line, so that'll bring it back all the way to the 43-yard line of Royal, which is where they'll start. 9:17 left in the first half. The Royal Knights leading the Connell Eagles 14-0. 2 teams from the SCAC, just absolute powerhouse conference, that SCAC. Some of the great 1A teams come out of there.
First down and 10 at the 43 for the Knights.
Handoff, Lang up the left-hand side, bounces it out, drops. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but he didn't get beyond it, I can tell you that. They're going to give him a half-a-yard loss.
Number 11, Dallas Rodriguez.
Connell got to this point by beating Kashmir 35-14, and then held on in just an absolute epic battle between Connell and Zilla, 2 SCAC teams, 14-13, in which Zilla missing an extra point caused them to not tie the game. Meanwhile, Royal dominated Charles Wright Academy 69-0, and then beat Colville 21-7, which is how these 2 teams have made their way to the state semifinals. Jenks, seam route, finds Christensen again in behind some defenders down to the 36-yard line. A gain of 21 and a first down for Royal. Boy, Caden Jenks is impressive. Impressive quarterback thrower of the football. Is able to get enough zip that he gets it past the linebackers early in the defenders and finds his receivers. So 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. 2 receivers out wide left. Shotgun formation. This will put Christensen in motion. Turn, hand the football off to Lang. Bounces out to the left-hand side. Has a little room out there. There he goes, 25-20. He's down inside the 10 before he's thrown down They will mark him down at the 5. Joseph Lang, 31 yards. All the way to the 5-yard line. That shotgun kind of read option look almost.
First
Draw
and goal
play
for the
finds a
Knights
hole
at
on
the
the
5-yard line.
weak side of the offensive line, able to get it all the way down. First and goal at the 5 for Royal. And Connell could not have asked for a worse start to their first half. So Caden Jenks under center. I formation in behind him. One wide receiver out to the right. That's Ponce. Turns, hands the football off to Lang. Lowers his shoulder. He's met by about 3. Football player from Connell, and he's hit the football recovered by the Eagles. And how absolutely huge was that Brendan Turner. Not only strips the football, but able to chase it down. Patrick McCary there as well. Parker McCary there as well. Connell Eagles, not only do they stop Royal from scoring a touchdown, they're able to cause a turnover and see if they can get some momentum back with 7:53 left in the first half. Brian Hawkins and the offense will take the field. They start at their own 14-yard line. First and 10.
First down and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Get some equipment situations figured out. Brian Hawkins will be under center, one back in the backfield, receiver on either side of the field. McCary back deep. Get things figured out here. Hawkins under center. Tight ends on either side of the line. Turns, counter play to McCary. Breaks out of one tackle, out to the 15, up to about the 19-yard line. Gain of 5.
Number 21, Parker
McCary, they'll actually mark him just short of the 20. Give him a generous 6 yards right there. Make it 2nd and 4 for the Connell Eagles.
Number 63, Hunter Fuller,
just short of the 20. So 2nd and 4, it's Hawkins. Comes from the sidelines after getting the play. We roll under 7:30 to go here in the first half. Receivers on either side. Christian Soltero to the left. Turner to the right. Turns, hands the football off. That was McCary again, right up the gut. Maybe gets to the 20. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 4. We got maybe a half a yard to make it more in the true 20. So 3rd and 4 for Connell. After getting the fumble that was caused by Brendan Turner. Sotero out to the right, Turner out to the left. Shotgun formation for the Eagles. Hawkins, 2 backs by him. Turns, fakes the handoff, looks to throw the football. Passes in behind Rodriguez, tight end, and incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th and 4. And that will be punting situation for the Eagles. So they caused the turnover, but not able to capitalize on it. Is Connell. So I'll bring up 4th down, and they will have to punt the football away. Yes. Samuel Christensen back to return for Royal. 6:36 left to go in the second quarter. Punt is up a little bit short, bounces at the 45. We'll take a Connell roll and roll out of bounds right in front of me here at the 48-yard line. And that is where it will be 1st and 10 for Royal. So Caden Jenks and the Knight offense back on the field. Not a lot of stoppage of play. These two teams just going back and forth, as you would expect from 2 of the best. Royal undefeated on the season. Connell only 1 loss, and that loss was to this Royal Knights squad. Jenks in the shotgun has 3 receivers out to the left. Lang to his right. Turns, fakes the handoff to Lang, looks to throw the football. Another seam route, this time to Ponce. Down the seam, down the hash mark, and into the end zone. We've seen that play about 3 or 4 times, and it has worked every time for the Royal Knights, who now lead 20-0. Caden Jenks able to get enough zip to his receiver where they can catch it in stride and run, and enough height to get it over any potential defenders. It's Jose Ponce, 2nd touchdown of the day. Caden Jenks, an impressive young quarterback. He's 6'2" junior. I'd imagine some folks will come talking to him for four-year institutions throughout this season and next. Ponce, the ball down, kick is up and good. So with 6:19 to go in the first half, it's the Royal Knights 21, the Connell Eagles 0. You're watching WIAA 1A state semifinal action on the NFHS network.
This isn't a jump shot. Leave the
Separated by 46 miles, but they both match the greatness of the SCAC. Lots of fantastic teams of the South Central Athletic Conference in 1A football. 6:19 to go here in the first half. The Knights with a 21-point advantage. Offense has seemingly found some rhythm for Royal. Now it's up to Connell to see if their offense can get things going with Brian Hawkins. Brendan Turner on the return, or that's actually Jax Whitby. Jax Whitby returns it up just past the 20-yard line. They'll mark him at the 22-yard line.
Stop on the play. Number 30, Danny Cuevas.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles as Brian Hawkins steps back onto the field. Not quite the thrower that Caden Jenks is. Hawkins, he's only thrown for 539 yards on the season. He's more of a runner and setter up of this offense, which is based around running successfully. They've struggled early on running that football. But Hawkins will be in a shotgun formation. No backs in the backfield next to him. 3 receivers bunched to the right, 2 to the left. And Whitby goes to the motion. Hawkins will keep it. And he'll go gain about maybe a yard. No, they're not going to mark him for anything. That'll be 2nd and 10. Then at the 23, Brian Hawkins not able to get anything going. And I thought this game would be a back and forth battle, and Connell still has that opportunity. So they have to get things going right now, but this Royal offense and Caden Jenks has absolutely found a rhythm after struggling their first 2 series. Instead now with under 6 minutes to go in the first half, they hold a 21-point advantage over Connell. As the Eagles have a shotgun pistol formation with 2 receivers on either side. Hawkins throws the football to Crunchy, and he's hit almost immediately, gains maybe a yard. Crunchy hit maybe late, but they don't call anything, so a gain of a yard to Stephen Crunchy, and he's up gingerly. So that'll bring up 3rd and 9 as we approach 5 minutes to go in the first half. A first half that, frankly, for Connell can't end soon enough unless they can get some momentum here, and maybe one big play is what they need. These Eagle squad is very talented. There's a lot of skill out there. They have that opportunity to break one. As Hawkins looks to throw the football, he's now going to scramble to his left. He's going to keep it. Runs past the 30 up to the 35. A great run there by Brian Hawkins. First down, Connell, gain of 11. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 to the Eagles. So Brian Hawkins looking to throw the football. Great blocking by that Connell offensive line. Able to get things going to where they can give him some space to run the football. As darkness has descended upon Lions Field and the cold temperatures are just getting worse. As both teams trying to stay warm and find some momentum. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Hawkins looks to throw the football. Has pressure, but he's able to dump it off to Whitby. No blockers, but he gets by defenders all the way up to about the 43-yard line. Gain of 7, maybe 8. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 2. A long 2, but it's 2nd down and 2. Andy Villafana on the tackle, and just a great individual effort by Jax Whitby. Gets 8 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down. 1 receiver on either side, single back set. Kind of a big package for the Eagles. Hawkins, play action, looking to set up the screen. Throws it into coverage, bounces around, intercepted by the Knights. And that was ill-advised. falls into the hands of Adrian Trinidad. Adrian Trinidad makes the interception for Royal, and that is absolutely catastrophic play right there. Brian Hawkins just trying to get his offense going. The screen was well defended. There was no ability to complete it. At that point, he needs to just throw the ball away. Instead, he throws it across his body into the middle of the field. The receivers bounced, gets into the air, and Trinidad is able to make the interception. So it'll be Royal first down on the 34-yard line of the Eagles. They already lead by 3 scores. Jenks has 3 receivers to the right in the shotgun formation. Hands it off to Lang. He'll bounce to this weak side out to the 25-20. Gets through a couple of tackles. A penalty flag goes down. I believe that'll be a holding call down there on one of the blockers up the field. The 24-yard line is where the flag was thrown, which would bring the ball back to about where the play started. The 10-yard penalty.
Hold it. On the offense.
Oh, that will indeed be 10 yards marked off against Royal. A great run for Lang, but helped in part by that holding. So, 10 yards back. Actually, the flag was thrown at the 19, so they'll go back to the 29-yard line. So it'll end up, the net result will be a gain of 5. And they'll also get to repeat first down. So it'll be 1st and 5 now from the 29-yard line. 3 receivers out to the right. Christensen in tight. Lang will go to the right side of Jenks in the shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff. Rolls to his right side. Looks to go back and is able to scramble out. Stays behind the line of scrimmage. Able to throw the football behind Christensen. Great awareness by Caden Jenks right there. He knew where the line of scrimmage was, and he danced on that 30-yard line before he threw the football. Didn't cross it. Probably should have, but he didn't. He was able to try to complete the pass to Samuel Christensen, which would go incomplete. 3:13 to go in the first half. Connell looking for a huge stop, facing a 2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line. This Royal offense seemingly back after struggling that first 2 series. Connell looked really strong defensively early on. They've been beaten by a couple of seam routes. Single backfield, Jenks under center. Turns, hands the football to Lang. He's met and dropped, maybe a gain of a yard. And we mark it down to the 27. So gain of 2. Bring up 3rd and 3 from the 27-yard line. Joseph Lang on the gain of 2. Under 3 minutes to go, and you may not find a more critical play in the first half right now for Connell. If they can get the stop here, you figure Royal would still go for it, so they're going to have to make the stop twice. That's Jenks in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Lang to his right as well. Throws the football, and just soft coverage allows Ponce to make the catch. And that'll be first down for Royal. So Jose Ponce, he might have had about an 8-yard, 10-yard cushion by the defender. Interesting decision there, and Ponce able to make the short catch. And a first down to the 15-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Royal Knights. Under 2:30 left in the first half. Jenks in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his right. Lang on his left, and 1 more receiver to his left as well. Fakes the handout. Pump fakes. Gets 1 defender in his air. Jenks able to hold on to it. Slips and falls at the 13-yard line. So that'll be bring up 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard gain by Caden Jenks. So 2nd down, Caden Jenks, the 2-yard scramble and carry. So you get under a minute 50 left in the first half. 3 receivers out to the left, 1 back in the backfield. Jenks in the under center. Has Rodriguez as the tight end to his right. We'll see if they run that direction. They said they pitch it to the weak side, but there's wide receivers out there blocking. Joseph Lang able to bust through a couple of tackles, fights his way down near the first down, down inside the 5. They'll mark him down at the 2-yard line, a gain of 11. And that will be first and goal Royal with 1:22 left in the first half. After starting really roughly, the Royal Knights couldn't ask for much more in this first half than what they've gotten. The offense seemingly found its real momentum. The defense has been absolutely smothering and dominating this Connell offense. I formation, Ponce wide to the right, 2 tight ends set, Jenks under center. Imagine this will be pretty straightforward. Play action looks. They've got Rodriguez back in the back left corner, but the throw goes over his head and incomplete. Second and goal from the 2-yard line for Royal then, 1:06 to go in the half. No surprise they didn't run it, because even if they don't make it, they want to try to waste some time. Instead, it will be a second and goal from the, it will be marked just beyond the 2, just inside the 3-yard line for Royal. One receiver to the right. Jenks is going to run it himself. That goes into the end zone. Touchdown. Caden Jenks and the Royal Knights. 1:02 left in the first half.
Touchdown.
And the Royal Knights now lead 27 to nothing. Royal Knights fans, of course, know this team all too well. This has been much of what their season has been. This is something they've been able to get excited about, because this is an absolutely talented team, tough to beat. They will be, if they do make it to the state final, or if even if for Connell to come back. Ponce in to kick the extra point. They're going to call, I believe, a false start penalty. There was some jumping on the interior line. Yeah, so it'll be a false start on Royal. Back him up 5 yards. So they'll bounce back now and kick from the 7, which should make it about a 24-yard extra point. They'll actually put the ball down at the 25 or at the 15, so to make it a 25-yard extra point for Ponce. Carson Gilbert on the hold. Kick is up. The kick is good. So with 1:02 left at Lions Field, it's the Royal Knights 28, the Connell Eagles nothing. You're watching WIAA 1A state semifinal football action on the NFHS network.
You know, the Greek philosopher Aristotle is running this.
Back to full action from across the country. There are millions of athletes playing thousands of games. There's only one destination, and that is the NFHS network. We are high school. 1:02 left to go. 28-0, the Royal Knights advantage over Connell. Knights will be kicking the football away. One Nibla. The kick is up. Whitby will be on the return. Gets it about the 10-yard line, looking to return it to the left. It is met by about 4 Royal defenders. He wanted to go left. That's where the wall was setting up. Instead, he ran and found 3 or 4 Royal defenders just sitting and waiting for him, ready to go. There is a great coverage as the Connell Eagles take over with 55 seconds. They start with the football on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Brian Hawkins and this Eagle offense has really struggled getting anything going. Hawkins will be in the pistol formation, and one running back to his right, receiver on either side. See if they just might be deciding to get this half over with as they hand the football off.
Number 21,
Parker McCary on the carry. Nothing doing, and he'll get dropped maybe a half a yard. And I just tend to think that the Connell squad is just wanting to get this half over with and get into halftime, make some adjustments, and see if they can start their comeback. Wayne Reiner has got to be extraordinarily frustrated with what he's seen so far from his Eagles offense. 20 seconds left in the first half. Hawkins up. He'll go under center this time. Turns it, looks to throw the football. Instead, he's going to scramble to his right. He's going to throw one deep, tipped, and incomplete. That was intended for Crunchy.
That's intended for number 82.
So Crunchy not able to get a hold of that. Good to see him up and running around normally. Curious call after running on the first play, not being in any hurry, and then throwing the football. So with 6 seconds to go in the first half, it will be Connell with probably one more opportunity try to accomplish something. And they might just hand the football off, but we'll see. That's Hawkins in the pistol formation, one receiver on either side of him. A carry in the backfield behind him. Hawkins is going to throw the football. He's going to toss it on a wheel route to Rodriguez, and it's almost intercepted but dropped by Royal Danny Cuevas. And that will be the end of the first half. From Lions Field, it's the Royal Knights 28 and Connell Eagles nothing. You're watching 1A state semifinal football action.
In high
You are
Side kick, even if it had that sort of look to it. They might have been trying to squib it, maybe get the ball to bounce funny and make it a challenge for Royal to recover it, but it ended up being recovered by Royal at their own 40-yard line. So great field position for the Knights as they start the second half leading by 28. Jenks will go under center. Lang single back in the backfield, 3 receivers out to the right. Jenks pitches out to Lang. Trying to get around the corner, does, up past the 40 to the 45 where he's knocked out of bounds.
Carried by number 25, Joseph Lang.
We'll go ahead and mark him down at the 45-yard line, gain of 5 yards. So second and 5 for the Connell Eagles.
Second down and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Jenks gets the call from the sideline. Lang not had one or two magnificent runs, but hasn't had a huge game so far. Caden Jenks has been the clear star for Royal. Jenks turns, hands the football off to Lang. He's going to go off the right side. Battles through a couple of tackles, gets up to the 49-yard line. He'll be a yard short of the first down. And third and 1. And a play in which Connell could be critical for Connell if they want to try to get things some momentum early in this second half. As Jenks is going to just take a quarterback sneak right over the right-hand side, inside the 50, down to about the 47-yard line, and it will be a first down for the Royal Knights. First and 10 with 11:23 left in the third quarter. Jenks actually kind of almost was giving that quarterback sneak away, sort of leaning forward, getting a little overly anxious, but they were able to execute it successfully. So first down and 10. For the Royal Knights. Big first quarter for Caden Jenks. He was able to complete 3 touchdown passes. Got Lang to his left in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers out wide left as well. Jenks looks to throw the football. Instead, he's going to keep it, run up the middle, lowers his shoulder, gets down to about the 40. A gain of 7. That'll bring up second and 3. Caden Jenks runs when he needs to, can run. He doesn't get asked to do it a lot, but he does have a good athletic ability where he can run if he's needed. Instead, he'll be looking to throw the ball or handing the ball off to Lang more often than not. 10:30 to go in the third quarter. Jenks will have 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right as he lines up in the shotgun formation with Lang to his left. Turns, hands the football to Lang over the right-hand side, past the 40, past the 35, cuts inside, down to the 32-yard line. Gain of 8. That'll be another first down for the Knights, who are methodical and forceful with this first possession. They'll mark the ball at the 33. That'll bring it first and 10, just inside the 33-yard line of Connell Eagles. Desperately need a stop, I would think, to get their momentum going. So 2 receivers out to the left, Jenks under center, Lang in the backfield. Turns, hands the football to Lang, breaks a couple of tackles, cuts up the middle inside the 25, down inside the 20.
Carried by number 25.
They'll mark him down
Joseph
just
Lang.
inside the 20. Gain of 13 yards and a first down. Joseph Lang. Ball gets placed right at the 20-yard line, and that is where it will be first and 10. There's under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. So the offensive line getting things going as the breath is visible in these low 20-degree temperatures at Lions Field in Moses Lake on this late November evening. Jenks fakes the handoff. He's going to run it himself right up the gut. Kind of a read option look there. He'll get down to about the 16-yard line. Gain of 4, so that'll bring up second down for the Knights. Caden Jenks able to get a few on the carry. So second down and 6.
Second 6 at the 16-yard line.
So it looks like Caden Jenks is going to get the play call from the sideline. I thought he was talking to the official there for a second. I thought they might be telling him he needs to come off the field again for the helmet situation, but he's able to stay on there. They'll go into an I formation now. To toss to Joseph Lang. Great penetration by Connell, and they'll get him in the backfield. Back to about the 18-yard line, a loss of 2. That'll bring up third and 8. So being third down for Royal. They'll mark the ball just right around the 17-yard line, so third and 7 will be the call. Caden Jenks gets the call from the sideline. They're going to shotgun formation. Long will move to his left. 2 receivers wide left, 1 out to the wide right. Jenks fakes the handoff to Lang. Looking to throw the football back in the corner of the end zone and caught. Samuel Christensen out battles the defender. That was Jax Whitby on the coverage. He had the position, but Samuel Christensen able to get up and over Whitby and take the football away. Touchdown, Royal Knights 34. Nothing now, Royal. Jose Ponce will come in to kick the extra point. 7:56 to go here in the third quarter. Royal Knights might be one of the best teams that have ever come through 1A this year. That is an absolutely dominant team. Kick goes down, and the kick is up. And they're going to call it no good, wide right. So our score with 7:56 to go at Lions Field is Royal 34, Connell nothing. You're watching the WIAA 1A state semifinal football action on the NFHS network.
It's Olive Garden's 20th.
On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, giving you access to the best in high school sports every week. Follow the NFHS network on your favorite social media site and keep up with all the high school action on the NFHS network. Hashtag We Are High School. So the Royal Knights will be kicking the football away. Juan Niebel be doing the honors. The kick is up a little bit short. Handled by McCary at the 20 up the left-hand side. Gets out beyond the 30-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds at the 33. Well, if you're Connell, you just watched the Royal Knights march down the field with their first possession and score. You know you have to get this offense rolling, and you've got to figure out how to attack this Royal defense, which has been so good for one half of play. Actually move the ball back to the 30-yard line. That's where they'll start first and 10. 7:51, a 4-minute drive to start that second half for the Royal Knights. Able to mix the run and the pass successfully. So Hawkins in the backfield. Rodriguez in motion, hands it off to McCary, and he'll get swallowed up in the background for a loss of 2.
Carried by number 21.
Parker McCary dropped for a loss of 2 on the play.
Correction, number 21, Parker McCary.
So 7:30 to go left in the second and third quarter. Connell Eagles trail by 34. Quick stoppage by the officials. We'll go ahead and get the play clock going now. Hawkins in the shotgun formation. McCary to his right. 2 receivers wide left, 1 receiver wide right, tight end, kind of an H-back formation. Rodriguez gets the handoff to Rodriguez, out to Conchi. Up past the 40 to the 43-yard line. Stephen Conchi with a first down on the reception. So Connell gets gain of 13 on that one, and they'll move to the 43-yard line and first down. So nice finding of a talented tight end, Stephen Cronchi. That'll be first and 10 for Connell. Hawkins gets the play call from the sidelines. I'll go 1 receiver on either side, 2 tight ends set in the pistol formation. Hawkins looking to throw the football. Blitz comes off the left-hand side. Hawkins up the middle to the 46-yard line. Or he's dropped for a gain of 3. Blitzing from the backside. Hawkins able to dissect it and get a gain of 3 or so. So that'll bring up 2nd and 7. We go under 7 minutes left in the third quarter. I understand that this is how they call it plays, but they need to pick up the tempo a little bit here. They do have to score a lot of points in a little more than a quarter and a half. Hawkins will go under center now. They've got 2 receivers, an H-back and 1 back in the backfield. Turns, hands the football off to McCary. Gets up near the 40, just past the 48-yard line. So gain of about 3. Mark him at the 49, which will bring up 3rd and 5. As they have to get to the 46-yard line of the Royal Knights.
They're down at 4 at the 49-yard line.
So 3rd down, a long 4, short 5 to go. Connell, 2 receivers out to the left, 3 receivers out to the right in the bunch formation. And instead, play clock's at 0, but I'm going to guess a timeout was called. So that will be timeout, Connell. So with 5:44 to go in the third quarter, it's the Royal Knights 34, Connell Eagles nothing. You're watching the WIAA 1A State Semifinal Championships on the NFHS Network.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make.
Tune in every week to watch the best high school action from across the country. There are millions of athletes playing thousands of games. There's only one destination, and that is the NFHS Network. We are high school. 3rd and 4 for the Eagles from the 49-yard line. And a penalty flag will come down and call stoppage to that play. That'll be a false start on the Connell Eagles, so that'll back them up 5 to the 44-yard line. So now looking at 3rd and 9. Have to get to the 47-yard line of the Royal Knights. They were able to complete a nice pass to Stephen Cronchi earlier in this drive, but we seemingly have stalled a little bit here for the Connell Eagles. The team played this Royal Knights team very tough earlier in the season. 27-20 was the victory for Royal. Nowhere near this lopsided so far. Hawkins looking to throw the football, rolls, throws it down the middle to Cronchi. 32-yard line, Stephen Cronchi uses his great hands and athletic size to make the catch, and it will be a first down and 10 at the 32-yard line of Royal. Connell, another first down on this drive. Maybe things starting to roll a little bit for them as we get down closer to 5:30 left in the third quarter. Hawkins will line up in the pistol formation. 1 receiver on either side of him, a carry behind him. Looking to throw the football. Hawkins throws it to the right-hand side, in and out of the hands of Brendan Turner. And that went right through his hands. Incomplete pass. Turner would want that one back. So bring up 2nd and 10 for the Eagles as they still trail 34-0 here in the third quarter. 5:09 left to go. Hawkins brings the Eagle offense to the line. Steven Cronji looking a little tender. Toughen it out there. 4 receivers, 2 on either side. Pistol formation. Hawkins looks, fakes the pump, fakes the throw, and that might be, I'm going to say the defender turned around. Great defensive play then. Corbin Christensen was out there on the coverage of Christian Soltero. He went and kind of met the receiver and then turned around, and they're going to say he turned around in time. And that will be an incomplete pass. He tried to pump and go. See if Christensen would buy it, but he was able to get back on Soltero to make the stop. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 10. 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Hawkins has Rodriguez in front of him to his right in the pistol formation, and 1 receiver on either side. Looking to throw the football again. He has Turner across the field, but it's thrown behind him to Joseph Lang, who intercepts the pass to the 50, the 40, cuts back inside, escapes Hawkins to the 20, the 15, Lang into the end zone. Joseph Lang, touchdown Royal Knights. Pick 6, as they like to say.
Returns for the touchdown.
Brendan Turner was breaking free a little bit across the field. Hawkins had to throw it across his body and across the field, and he just threw it a little behind in perfect position for Joseph Lang to catch that and take it to the house. 40-0 Royal with 4:43 to go in the 3rd quarter. Ponce back in the lineup. He'll be kicking the extra point for the Knights.
Point after attempt, number 9, Jose Ponce. Out of the hole, number 12, Carson Gilbert.
Carson Gilbert will hold for the Royal Knights. As Connell looking to get an 11th man onto the field. The hold is down, the kick is up and blocked. It's still a live ball, or that's actually a dead ball. I was changing levels in my head. So that's 2 extra points that didn't fall through. So 4:43 to go. It's the Royal Knights. Eagle kicking the ball away for the Royal Knights.
Deep for the Eagles, number 21, Parker McCary.
Parker McCary and Jackson Whitby back for the Eagles to return. The kick is up. It'll be short. Returned, I believe, by Brendan Turner on that side of the 35, and he'll be tackled nearly immediately. He's able to get about to the 29-yard line, 29-yard line.
22, Brandon Chavez.
And that'll be where the Connell Eagle offense will start. So 4:30 left in the game as the clock runs. In a running clock scenario, you'd be Eagle football. Brian Hawkins, the Eagle offense, back out there. Winner of this game heads to the Tacoma Dome, the 1A state championship. Something that the Royal Knights or Connell both seem destined for if they didn't end up on the same side of the bracket. So instead, it'll be one of the 2 of them moving on. Hawkins will have 4 receivers in a diamond formation out to the right, 1 to the left, and no back empty set. Pass out to Parker McCary. He's going to get hit immediately. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks a second, but can't break all of them, and he'll go down at the 20-yard line. A loss of 9. So I'll bring up 2nd and 19. Parker McCary just couldn't break everybody's tackle there. Logan Gomez Rios amongst the 3 or 4 Royal Knights back there making the tackle.
Your mic's still on, bro!
Down to 3:20 left in the 3rd quarter. Brian Hawkins and the Connell Eagles trying to find some positive momentum in the 2nd half. Again, an empty back set. 5 receivers out wide. 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Toss goes out. It finds Parker McCary. Gets a little movement there. Actually, he's going to be Brendan Turner. And he'll get out to the 24-yard line. Gain of 4. And that'll bring up 3rd and 15 for Connell. Tackle was made by Andy Villafana, saying his name a lot today.
They're down at 15 at the 24-yard line.
So Brian Hawkins gets the call. He'll come in along with Christian Soltero. I'd imagine Stephen Cronji is one of the primary targets on this play as he'll line up to the right-hand side in the tight end formation. Hawkins looks, has some pressure coming from the right-hand side, throws over the head of Soltero and too high, and that will bring up 4th and 15.
Pass intended
That will
for
be a likely
number 9,
punting scenario as the
Soltero.
clock rolls down to 2:05 in the third quarter. So back to punt will be Whitby, back to return will be Christensen. So punt is up kind of off the side of his foot, and it is going to be really short. Bounces at the 35, rolls down at the 40-yard line of Connell. So the short field for the Knights.
First down and 10 for the Knights.
Assistant coaches are on the out there looking maybe to get some backup, some action, some of the younger kids, and get them some state semifinal experience so that maybe should they get back here next year, the stage won't feel too big for them because they already have experience in playing in it. So Caden Jenks brings the Royal Knight offense up to left on the right, receivers on the left hand to Lang. He'll get hit at the line of scrimmage, able to battle his way for about 3 yards.
25,
Down to about the 37-yard line.
Stop on the play, number 22, Brandon Chavez.
And actually marked that at the 38, so a gain of 2 for Lang.
Gain of 2 on the play, second down and 8.
So it would be
for the
second and
Knights.
8 for the Knights as Jenks will go into the shotgun formation. Turns, hands the football off up the middle, down to the 35-yard line.
Carried by number 30, Danny Cuevas.
Danny Cuevas on the carry, the 5'4" junior. Can get lost in the line and able to scamper ahead, and this can be the final play of the third quarter if they want it to be. And I think we're going to start seeing some seniors in their final action for Connell, maybe some freshmen and sophomores as well to get some experience. And the same for Royal as we'll get to the end of the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, it's the Royal Knights 40, the Connell Eagles nothing. You're watching WIAA 1A state semifinal action live on the NFHS Network. Click under your event video player or click on the Buy a DVD button on the top right-hand corner of the NFHS Network website. Make today's memories last a lifetime with a DVD from the NFHS Network. We are high school. Jenks looks to throw the football, finds Christensen, and he'll get tackled at the 30-yard line. This will be right around the first down marker, but they will mark him short, so it will be 4th down. He needed to get on the other side of the 30. He's on the sheet, just short of the 30. And Royal will instead, I guess, go for it here.
3rd inches. Just outside the 30-yard line.
The marker on the sideline says 4th. The scoreboard says 3rd. That is 4th now, and I'm not sure if the coaches know it's actually 4th down and not 3rd down. So Jenks will go over the left-hand side, get past the 25 to the 20, going about the 17-yard line. That was a first down. So Caden Jenks, first down for the Royal Knights. As they march inside the red zone. Opportunity to extend their lead here. A little surprised by that, but maybe again, the scoreboard on the side said 3rd down, so the coaches might not have seen that it was actually 4th down. So instead it would be Jenks under center, 3 receivers to the right. Cuevas in the backfield, turns, hands the football to Cuevas, bounces to the left-hand side, outside, inside the 10, down, battles his way, they'll mark him just short, nope, touchdown! Danny Cuevas gets out from 17 yards out, gets in the end zone. Cuevas bounces it out to the left-hand side and then used his speed to get all the way to the end zone, so touchdown Royal. 46-0 now the advantage. Jose Ponce will be kicking the extra point attempt held by Carson Gilbert. So those two names a lot today. He's had 1 blocked and 1 missed his last 2 attempts as Ponce. Kick is up, and this time he's good.
And it's good.
So with 10:28 left in the fourth quarter, it's the Royal Knights 47, the Connell Eagles nothing. You're watching WIA
Madison
and absolutely take care of business in such dominant fashion. Something they've done all season versus many varieties of opponents, but certainly not to the classification of Connell. As they're running the ball, goes back, it'll end up at about the 25-yard line is where the return will be stopped. I think that was Jackson Whitby on the return. Not actually, as we got some of the backups that are starting to come in. That was actually Tristan Garland with the decidedly, with the outcome not in doubt at this point. We're going to start seeing backups and some substitutions on both sides of the football. But Brian Hawkins will be back out there. He's a 5'11" junior, so he gets an opportunity to come back next year and maybe try to avenge what happened here today. And he's got, there we go. He's counting 6 receivers. It seems like one too many, but that confusion is, my confusion is what was going on with the Connell side. And so they will call a timeout. So we'll take a quick break. 9:33 left in the fourth quarter. A loss of 3 back to the 22s. That'll bring up 2nd and 13 for the Connell Eagles. So the Royal Knights will move on, get an opportunity to face the winner of Kings and Montesino next week at the Tacoma Dome. The #1 Royal Knights. After this performance today, it's hard to doubt them in the slightest. Parker McCary off the right-hand side, bounces it outside, gets up just right around the 30-yard line where he'll go down.
Carried by number 21, Parker.
Tackle him at the 31-yard line, a gain of 9. That'll bring up 3rd and 4. Bracken Hawkins gets the play call from the sideline, so Royal will continue on. Connell beat one SCAC rival. They couldn't get 2. Cascade Christian, the defending state champion, didn't get to the semifinals, beating Colville last year. Montesino, though, did win the state title in 2012. Hawkins just throws the ball up to Hopkins. Tipped and batted down. Samuel Christensen tried to pick it off. Couldn't get it to fall. Royal last won the state title in 2007. That was their 3rd of 3 and 4 years, when they went 04, 05, and then 07. They also won in 2000 and 1996. This is a program that, since they moved from 2A to 1A, has been absolutely magnificent. So they get an opportunity again to try to get another state title, this time in the 2010s decade. Look at 7:27 left in the fourth quarter. Punted away. No returner there. That was punted by somebody who's not on my roster sheet. So I apologize that I can't give some love to whoever kicked that ball away, but they're number 30, and I don't have a number 30, so 7:09 left. Clock continued. It stopped for some reason temporarily, but it'll continue to roll now. The ball will be 1st down and 10 at the 28-yard line.
1st down and 10 at the 31-yard line.
And so I don't think I'm trying to see if that's Caden Jenks. I can't imagine he goes back out on the field to play. But, nope, it is not. So Caden Jenks is done for the night. Stepping into his place will be one Niebel, the kicker, as well as the backup quarterback. He'll hand the ball off to Cuevas, who gets swarmed under and dropped for a loss. Back down to the 27-yard line, so maybe a loss of 1.5. 2nd and long.
Back on the play, number 35, Tristan Garland.
This is about as fine a performance as you'll see in any level of high school football. Put on by this Royal Knight squad defensively, pitching a shutout offensively. Able to run if they need to, pass if they need to. That carry right there was Adrian Trinidad.
42, Adrian Trinidad.
The 5'10 junior gets his opportunity to carry the rock here in the fourth quarter. So third and 13, 25-yard line. As the backups are in for both squads, try to give some love to these kids who've been working just as hard all year as the starters have. Not getting their opportunity to get some action in a state semifinal, no less. Eagle hands the ball, fakes the handoff. He's going to run it himself up the middle of the 44. Bounces outside past the 45, nearly breaks the tackle. And he'll get down at the 49-yard line of Connell.
Quarterback keeper number 15, Juan Niebla.
That'll be 26 yards on the ground for Juan Eagle and a first down for the Royal Knights on the Connell side of the football. Niftiness, quickness for Juan Eagle, and great carry for him. So with a 4:45 left in the fourth quarter. We'll line up. Looks like they got the strong side of the offensive line to the right, but the offset eye to the left. Hand off to the fullback up the middle. And he'll get tackled right about the line of scrimmage. That was Carlos Quintero. So Quintero gets the carry. Gets no yardage on the play. Maybe a half a yard based on where the marker is. We'll bring up 2nd and 10. We're down to 4 minutes left in the game. Eagle has been told to probably drain that clock just as much as possible. So look at Ed Felter out wide. Hand off to Cuevas, who's going to try to bounce it out to the left-hand side. Cuts it up inside the 45. He'll be knocked down at the 42-yard line. That'll be third down after the gain of 7. So third down and a short 3. So we look at third down and a short 3 from the 42.
Third and 3 at the 42-yard line.
They haven't even started the play clock yet. I think that is erroneous. Not sure why that took so long, but it will start to count down now. In the end, it doesn't terribly matter. It's just going to get these kids kind of standing around waiting in the cold when they want to be moving. So the temperature dips right around 20 degrees as we close up this game. And so that was just going to call a delay of game, even though the play clock didn't reset.
There's a penalty flag on the field.
And so now we've got some confusion, and that's kind of on the play clock operator responsibility. They got to get that turned on correctly.
The clock was not started on time in the press box for 25 seconds. Delay again.
So that we're actually going to announce that the clock didn't start on time, so there is a penalty null the same, so we'll be backed up to the 47. So 3rd and 8 from the 47. And so game clock continues to run, so it all works out in terms of getting the game over with faster, I guess. So, and Juan Eagle's just looking at the official going, I've got to have the ability to know how much time I have. It did feel like the clock hadn't started yet, and that was where the confusion lied. The confusion lay. He's going to go ahead and I think he's not going to let it get down so far this time, just to make sure he gets it off on time. Pitches it to Cuevas, who tries to get it out the right-hand side, and instead I believe that ball went to the ground. A fumble by Danny Cuevas, and it's recovered by Connell. So Connell gets turnover there. Parker McCary part of that crew, as was Ben Brock. Ben Brock's going to be credited with recovering the football, and so it'll be Connell Eagle football. See if Brian Hawkins still out there. No, it doesn't. No, it will be Brian Hawkins still out there. So they tried to do something about getting rid of the shutout. As he tosses one deep to Hopkins, makes a great adjustment on the play. Here's sailing all the way to the end zone. Nick Hopkins, touchdown, Connell Eagles.
Touchdown, Eagles.
So there you go, Nick Hopkins from Brian Hawkins. Gain of 53 yards on the play. And the 0 is erased by the Connell Eagles, and they'll go ahead and kick the extra point here. This will be a 40-point differential, so we'll still have a running clock once the kickoff happens. It will be an opportunity to put some points on the board for Connell. Jose Fraga out to kick it. Don't have everybody they need out there. So with 53 seconds to go, 47-6 our score. Fraga's kick is up and good, 47-7. The score here at Lions Field.
Right after tip was good.
The Royal Knights lead. Maybe a little bit of big youngster on the Parker McCary's back, Jax Whitby is back. This Connell team not far from done. This team is going to be just as potent next year. Jose Fraga will kick the football away. This one will go deep. And looks like Danny Cuevas on the return. He's going to bounce up the middle. Has some blockers out in front of him. Gets tackled at the 37-yard line.
Return on play number 30.
So a couple more plays ought to do it. Maybe even one more play as Cuevas looks to find which referee to hand the football to.
Tackle on the play. Number 34.
As they get down to 30 seconds left, and they will have to run at least one more play. But the Royal Knights are one play away from cementing this semifinal victory before they head to the Tacoma Dome. The officials getting in there, making sure, and there's the down. So that'll do it here from Lions Field in Moses Lake. Congratulations to the Royal Knights and their team. Garrett Larson, Samuel Christensen, Logan Gilbert, Sawyer Jenks, Alexis Ramos, Jose Ponce, Caden Jenks, Sawyer Stockland, Carson Gilbert, Corbin Christensen, Juan Nebo, Stephen Toro, Randy Dunn, Julian Rodriguez, Isaac Ellis, Carlos Quintero, Joseph Lang, Danny Cuevas, Giovanni Cruz, Alonzo Hernandez Rangel, Albert Padilla, Adrian Trinidad, Jack Diaz, Houston Miller, Kevin Pastor, Derek Alator Armstrong, Adrian Banda Contreras, Andy Villafano, Jacob Jocelyn, Rams Gonzalez, Valente Cortez Lopez, Manuel Alvarez Sanchez, Jesse Martinez Ariola, Javier Martinez, Tony Rodriguez, Hunter Follett, Hugo Ledesma Esparza, Victor Villanueva, Juan Kiko Garcia, Daniel Paxton, Andres Moreno, Tyler Dorsing White, Allred, Ruben Alator Padilla, Logan Gomez Rios, Juan Hernandez, Chase Janet, Irvin Cedillo, Rainer Beerley, Jonathan Guardarama, Angel Mejia, Juan Ojeda, Uriel Garcia Zepeda, Adam Falker, Jamian Smith, and Angel Farias Ramos, coached by Wiley Allred, assisted by Kent Christensen, Patrick Mitchell, Rick Mitchell, Dan Opelt, Jeremy Scroggins, Kyle Scroggins, and Dexter Allred. Congratulations to the Royal Knights moving on to the state final, and a great season, and a congratulations to the Connell Eagles, who managed to just an absolutely stellar season that just came up a little bit short. Your final score from Lions Field in Moses Lake: the Royal Knights 47, the Connell Eagles 7. Thank you so much for joining us on this live coverage of WIAA 1A state semifinal action on the NFHS Network.